Hello and welcome to this presentation on the Professional Advantage enhancement solutions for Infor SunSystems. Professional Advantage have been providing our clients with additional functionality, enhanced user interfaces and specialist solutions for over 25 years. We are proud to be celebrating our 30th year in 2019. We are the largest recognised development partner for Infor in the SunSystems world, and all of our modules are deeply and seamlessly integrated with SunSystems to provide users with real-time visibility, posting of transactions, and the surety around security and control. We do not use file interfaces or batch import, meaning that all our actions taken in the environment are immediately validated against or update the SunSystems ledgers as needed. Our solution supports all versions of the Infor SunSystems core and provide a simple, transparent upgrade path that aligns with changes to SunSystems functionality, versioning, and underlying architecture. Over the years, we have a growing and highly satisfied user community who have improved efficiency in their day-to-day financial processes through the use of our modules. Our solutions can be broadly placed into four functional categories. These are cash management, billing and collections, spend control, procurement, and then a number of specialist solutions to solve those painful and more unique problems. In this presentation, I will work through those solutions and provide a brief overview of each and some of the benefits that can be achieved. Let's start with cash management. This is composed of our B2B payment solution and the separate bank reconciliation module. B2B is a simple, secure electronic bank transfer system that allows you to transfer payments from your SunSystems generate payment function through to your bank. The system is compliant with all versions of SunSystems, and it is one of the most widely used payment solutions for SunSystems across the globe. It can be deployed in the choice of a web or a desktop environment for the user interface, and it provides full audit trail and reporting on your payments. Where files generated by B2B are able to be uploaded into your bank in an encrypted format, B2B supports this function. It also helps to manage bank details, allowing you to validate bank details during entry to ensure that they are compliant with the requirements of the bank and the requirements of the type of payment you wish to make, such as faster payment, SWIFT payments, etc. It has segregation of duties, and it has a library of over 400 formats that allow you to work with many different banks across the globe. It is easy to use and has a quick ROI. The system is designed on full integration to the SunSystems payment run function. Payments are selected and validated within SunSystems, and then when the generated payment run is completed, this data is automatically passed through to the B2B module. Within B2B, the system will identify bank detail records that have been set up for the suppliers in the payment batch and map these into each payment. Selection of payment details is based upon currency and payment type selected. The system allows for validation, and then the bank file is created. This bank file can then be passed up to your banking system seamlessly in the format required by the bank. For example, if you use Barclays Internet Banking or HSBC, those systems will allow you to log in and upload the payment batch. There may be further validation or approval required within the banking solution, and then the bank sends the payment to the suppliers. B2B also allows for the generation of remittances and sending of a PDF document designed to meet your requirements directly to the supplier using the email address held within the supplier details of SunSystems. One of the powers of B2B is the management of bank details. The fact that you can create bank details within the system, have them validated against the requirements for the type of payment you're making and the bank that you're capturing the details for, and then have an approval workflow process for changes for these bank details is very powerful and increases your audit trail capabilities. B2B is an easy-to-use interface designed to look good within the web or the desktop, and as you can see in this screenshot, it is picking up a batch of data from SunSystems and displaying the information at the bottom of the screen. B2B is a very popular solution with great referenceability and forms part of our Cash Desk suite. We'll now move on to bank reconciliation. Bank reconciliation makes up the other part of the cash management suite. It is designed for all versions of SunSystems and is fully integrated. It is a powerful and dedicated tool for matching statements downloaded from your bank against transactions that sit within the ledger bank account of SunSystems. The tool allows for download of statements from any bank, and we support a large number of different formats without any mapping or changes to the file before import. Once you have imported the file, you're then able to proceed with manual and powerful automatic matching as well as reporting and audit trail activities. The system is designed to allow for many different bank accounts to be defined for any particular business unit, and each bank account can be linked to the download file, so that potentially if it was coming from, say, Barclays or HSBC, the file, when it's imported, will be seamlessly understood and the data taken to update the account. Once you have imported a file, you are able to see these on the left-hand side in the bank accounts tree and then proceed with manual matching. This allows a user to pick transactions from both the statement and from the SunSystems ledger, and where these add up, click Match. By clicking Match, the system will then put an R marker, an R allocation marker, into the SunSystems ledger against that transaction and link it for audit trail purposes against the statement history that you have imported. Manual matching also allows for posting of transactions directly from the statement, such as a bank charge, into SunSystems and then a link, and additionally allows you to split transactions sitting in the ledger bank account and post differences such as rounding or currency differences. Once you have imported the file and proceeded with your manual matching, you may decide to go and have a look at the history, and this allows you to see very clearly where something has been matched and potentially then drill down into any match line to see the linkage between the bank statement line and the SunSystems transaction. This is great for auditors and for just looking at your history on a day-to-day basis. One of the most important areas of bank reconciliation is automatic matching. We allow for picking of transactions from a statement using any of the fields in the statement and potentially applying things such as wildcards to find transactions where you can identify them based on all or part of, say, the reference or the transaction type, etc. We can then proceed to match these against SunSystems data in various ways and enforce rules around how that matching works. Automatic matching also allows for posting of transactions from the statement to the ledger, such as bank charges. Bank reconciliation comes with a complete set of reports. This includes statement listings and the reconciled position report. You can also produce period end reports and retrospective matching reports by date. The system allows you to see transactions that have been matched, the history of the matching, and additionally any notes that have been captured against each transaction on the SunSystems or the statement side. Bank reconciliation is a powerful tool, it is easy to use and quick to implement, and it can save many days across the monthly reporting cycle. I'll now move on to the billing and credit management area. Billing and credit management is made up of two modules. The first is the contract service billing or CSB module. This is for simple ad hoc sales invoicing and recurring billing. The second is the collect module. This is for debtor management, generation of statements, and the management of your debtor communications. CSB is a powerful addition for SunSystems users. It allows for the capture of simple ad hoc sales invoices, the management of these through an approval process where required, and then dispatch of the invoice to the customer as a PDF attachment in an email, with the final area being the posting of that invoice into SunSystems as required. The system also allows for flexible recurring billing, where a customer needs to be billed for a certain amount on a recurring basis, such as weekly, monthly, or annually. CSB can be deployed in a Windows environment or directly onto a server as required. CSB has an easy-to-use interface, allowing for both inquiry and viewing of historical invoices in one screen, and allows you to build up any number of different invoice types that account for different calculation codes and formulas to meet your requirements. Details that are held within SunSystems, such as customer address details, contact details, etc., are drawn directly into the invoice once the customer code is chosen. On the header of an invoice, you are also able to capture internal notes for audit trail purposes and associate extra documents or attachments that you may wish to have sent to the customer as an extra attachment on the email alongside the invoice. One unique feature of CSB is the ability to use revenue recognition, which is accrual of revenue off ledger, and then the transfer of that back into the revenue accounts as needed over a number of periods. These can be defined as profiles against an invoice type. CSB allows for adding multiple lines to an invoice, and we can define as many item types as you require. These can use default descriptions or allow you to enter descriptions, values, etc. during the entry process. The system will post journals directly into SunSystems on a fully integrated basis and produce documents that can be designed to meet your requirement. CSB is a very useful tool, reduces the amount of work required in producing invoices and also particularly in the recurring area, and should be examined for anybody who is looking to perform sales invoicing function within SunSystems. Collect is our second solution in the credit and billing management area. It is a fully integrated debtor management solution for SunSystems and allows those people in charge of debt management to capture communications with the customers effectively, ensure that debt is managed and paid on time, and to reduce the DSO. The solution allows for functionality around age reporting, the capture and management of notes against a customer, and the generation of statements and letters on demand and on a scheduled basis. All information in relation to a customer's debt situation can be viewed in one screen. Aging bands can be defined to meet a requirement, and then the debt that sits within each of those bands can easily be displayed. This can be as totals or as a graphical representation. The system allows the user to drill down into an aging band and see transactions sitting within SunSystems. These transactions are in effect the invoices that make up that debt. You can also view payments or receipts that may have come into the system, and Collect allows you to allocate invoices against payments very easily from this area. The system also allows a user to capture notes and information against a customer, and these notes can be categorized into different action codes. Action dates can be applied, and these action dates can then ensure that a to-do list is generated for a user so that no communication that is planned for the future is lost or missed. Reporting allows you to view the history of such communication, missed actions, and missed promise dates. Collect also offers the ability to generate statements and letters on demand or as a scheduled overnight or monthly process, and is a complete system for managing debt. It is essential for anybody who needs to ensure that a DSO is kept low or is dealing with customers and needs to ensure that you're always on top of that communication layer on an ongoing basis. I'll now move on to the area of spend control and eProcurement. Professional Advantage provide a solution called iPOS. iPOS is an end-to-end eProcurement tool that allows users to simply raise requisitions throughout the organization and have these pass through the required checks and spend control processes with approval at multiple levels. It incorporates workflow and all the checks and balances needed to ensure that your spend is kept fully under control. iPOS eProcurement is a complete solution that deals with requisitioning, order management and generation, goods receipting, and invoice capture. It has in the background a powerful budget checking process that means that spend cannot occur without it being properly approved or if it is over budget. The solution is fully web-based, can be deployed throughout the organization, and people using the system can benefit from many different capabilities in terms of workflow, controls, checks, and balances. iPOS is the most utilized eProcurement solution for SunSystems users globally and can be deployed quickly and simply against your existing SunSystems version. Due to its fully integrated nature, there is no reconciliation required between function and activity occurring in the procurement solution and the journals that are generated within SunSystems. Other solutions that act on an interface basis regularly become out of sync between the SunSystems general ledger and the procurement system. This does not happen for iPOS, and it can save you many days in reconciliation. Our second spend management solution is Expenses. This is a simple web-based personal expense management solution for Infor SunSystems. It allows users throughout an organization to log in and capture their personal expenses in a web-based form and then pass these on for approval through their line management team as needed before posting the expense into SunSystems for payment. Expenses is designed to allow the user to easily see a history of the expenses they've processed and their current status, and this can be seen in both a transactional listing and a graphical form. And in terms of capturing expenses, the tool allows for customized forms that have fields that may vary depending on the expense type, and expense types can be set up to meet your requirements. Rules can be applied around expense type to ensure certain fields are filled in where required, or to provide additional fields potentially where needed for extra information, such as with an entertainment expense capturing the number of people who were at a meal. We also provide for things like integrations to Google Maps in terms of calculation of mileage. The system is designed to be simple. We can capture attachments as part of an expense, and a history of all those can be viewed by the approver. Expenses is designed to be implemented within 10 days and meet the basic requirements in an organization for personal expense capture. Finally, I'd like to introduce two specialist solutions that meet requirements in two particular areas. The first of these is Advanced Inquiry. Advanced Inquiry is probably the best held secret in the SunSystems space. It is a simple, speedy, and easy to use inquiry tool for SunSystems ledger data and iPOS procurement data. It is a tool designed not for generating reports in a structured format, but for answering the quick and simple questions you have on a day-to-day basis. Users can inquire based on balances or selected fields within a transactional detail or an account detail area. And then once you have the extracted data, drill down onto it to your heart's content without having to have pre-configured drills. The system allows for easy movement between journals across from one side of a journal to the other side of the journal, or potentially to take data that's disappearing in one structure and then restructure it into another way, such as departmental balances from an account listing, that sort of thing. Advanced Inquiry is very powerful, very simple to implement, just a technical implementation with no configuration, and people tend to pick it up and start using it almost immediately. It is an essential tool for people who are in SunSystems making inquiries on a day-to-day basis and do not want to configure reports within the Q&A interface. There is a place in an organization for both Infor Q&A and Advanced Inquiry. They meet different needs, Advanced Inquiry being the more powerful inquiry tool for ad hoc day-to-day usage. The second tool I'd like to talk about is our Consolidations tool. This is a tool designed to make financial consolidations across business units within SunSystems simple and easy. Consolidations allows a user to build a structure that maps data from one business unit to another and then allows data to be pumped across those business units and create a new consolidated business unit. So, for an example, if you have multiple divisions that sit in different business units, but you would like to report on them in a consolidated way, and that consolidated way may actually use potentially a different chart of account structure or maybe different currencies, that sort of thing. Consolidations allows you to build the mapping between the two and then run a process anytime you like, or potentially as a scheduled process overnight or at the end of the month, that will bring all the transactions either at a detailed level or at a balance level across from those source business units into the new consolidated business unit structure. Consolidations is not a reporting tool. It does not generate your consolidated reports. This is done through standard SunSystems reporting functions and tools such as Q&A. It is rather a tool for aggregating and mapping the data, doing this speedily and performing those consolidations as often as you like. Consolidations can be rerun to pick up new transactions or changes in the transaction, and is something that can be used on a day-to-day basis to give you that consolidated data set that you can then report from. Consolidations is something that's used by many organizations to make their end-of-month processes quicker, but also to provide total confidence in a structured, data-led consolidation rather than taking data out into spreadsheets and reports and then crunching it together to produce the reports you need. Consolidations is something that most people would find beneficial in terms of speeding up their month-end or quarter-end processes. Finally, I would like to leave you with Exim Pro. Exim Pro is a powerful business process management solution that allows you to monitor events occurring throughout an organization and then act upon these in a timely and effective fashion. Business events may be something occurring in another system or a database, or maybe something happening in an API that the system may be listening to. And additionally, there may be inputs occurring from people in different teams who are interacting with Exim Pro to either trigger processes, fill in information, or push processes on through to the endpoint. The solution has many different components. It has a powerful action hub where people can see a to-do list around the actions they may need to take at any one time. And these actions may lead to them acting upon a form, filling in some information, perhaps similar to this new supplier request form that we have here. The system is not designed to meet any particular requirement. Rather, it is a flexible and customizable solution that can meet any business process, capture any fields required, and monitor any systems or underlying data that is required. Whatever your process, Exim Pro could be the solution. It is particularly good at addressing hard or wicked processes that you haven't been able to fix in the past. It is a way of improving efficiency by bringing information from multiple systems and presenting it to a user in one place Exim Pro is the way to do this. The system allows for integration through drag and drop data stream design functionality, and we provide a great list of different connectivity options in terms of linking to other systems, databases, APIs, etc. We can also build new listeners as needed to deal with your systems that may be in place that we haven't worked with before. The Data Stream Designer also allows for interesting connectivity to IoT and internet devices. So if you have assets that have sensors deployed and maybe are providing data, that data can be interpreted, read and managed through Exim Pro and built into a business process. We also can link into things such as predictive analysis functionality in tools such as Microsoft Azure and use your data to provide information that perhaps would be missed or not seen early enough if it was looked at manually. We can predict an outcome and then trigger an action. Actions triggered by the system could be purely workflow alerts going out through mobile devices or email, that sort of thing, or they could be updating another system, such as creating a works order or pushing a new supplier into SunSystems and creating all the required records. Exim Pro is truly a powerful piece of functionality. We can provide visualization and dashboards that could unify information sitting in different parts of your business and ensuring the right person can act upon it at the right time and make sure that things occur earlier and more effectively within your organization, while also dealing with maybe gaps in knowledge or the need for people to look in different systems before they can take an action. Exim Pro is a unification hub, it's an event manager, and it's a business process management tool. With a new business process, you'll be looking to gain efficiency. The number of use cases that you implement is entirely up to you. You may start with a complex process and then move on through lower complexity processes as you go forward. You can build ROI into deploying Exim Pro by implementing many processes within the same system. That brings me to the end of this presentation. Should you require or look for any more information on Professional Advantage products, please feel free to visit our website at www.professionaladvantage.co.uk or indeed email us at info@professionaladvantage.co.uk, where we will be happy to help.